There goes the neighborhood. Wagon episode is fucking about to be scrapped. What's up? Had somebody ask about Post Activation Potentiation again, or PAP. And what I thought about it, it seems to be the big thing lately, with everybody coupling exercises and the French contrast thing. Basically, the theory is you go from a heavy movement over to a quick or fast or plyometric movement, and the heavy movement primes your nervous system for the upcoming plyo movement. And everybody's doing this stuff lately, the past few years. But somebody asked me, does it carry over to athletics? Because when you're competing, you don't get to go squat 85% before you go run your 60-yard dash, for example, or do your play on the field. You don't get to prime your nervous system. So they kind of asked me what I thought about it, and I've thought about that before. Is this really something that's effective? Because for that reason, you don't get to do that on the field. Is this something I should draw on in training if it's not going to carry over? But I think people, myself included, have seen positive testing results from it. So that's really the best you can do. Did you see improvements in vertical jump and your power output and stuff like that? And athlete feedback. Talk to your indicator kids, the ones that come in and do a good job and work hard and believe in the training. So I think that's about the only way you can determine whether it's going to work. And I think most people, myself included, have found that. It does help. We had good results when I put it in pre and post testing. But I've always thought that. I've always had that reservation, or that question in my mind about it. Will this actually carry over? Because I don't have that pre-stimulus when I'm competing. Now there's the other part of it where you get some pre-fatigue. So I'm going to draw on more fibers and more neural drive on that secondary movement, where that's where the training effect might come in. And that may mimic a game situation more. You might be somewhat fatigued from the previous play or whatever, so you got to come back and draw on more fibers. So you might see some carryover there. That may be where it comes through. I don't know. But those are my thoughts on, PAP. I do think it works, but I've always kind of had that question about it in my mind too. Is this like a real world application for this stuff? And the other reservation I've had too is, for a team sport setting where you have to train, you go through your preseason training, and then you go into your season. Have you lost that training effect by the end of the season? you know, when it really counts, when playoff time is there, you know. And my guess would be yes, but I guess for that, then you start to put some more of it in when you get towards the end of your season. So hopefully you can kind of draw on that stuff again postseason would be what I would do. So yeah, I always question whenever there's a big trend in training. I always question it, you know. Try not to jump on board right away, and just because everyone else is doing something, you know. Just because Nebraska did fucking hang cleans in 1978 doesn't mean I'm going to do them. You know, I don't want to get on the whole hang clean thing, but you know, why the fuck are you doing it? Because I want to be more explosive is not a good enough fucking answer, or shouldn't be. That's one thing Buddy, you know, stuck in my brain. He said, you need to be able to justify every movement and set and rep that you do. You know, don't just copy and paste shit down on paper. Everything you do needs to have a fucking purpose. And to make athletes more explosive is not a good enough reason. Somebody else wrote in, do I think it's a good idea to take out dynamic work every once in a while in replace of some reps or high hypertrophy work? I'm not going to say it's a bad idea, but hang cleans, aka waste of fucking time for everyone involved. We're getting there, Adam. I can't be jacked, so my beard might as well be, right? I don't see a need for it. Not to say it's replacing speed work with reps. Okay. That's what I've done, Mark. Not to say it's bad to do it, but I don't think you need to, because I think you get plenty of rep work or time under tension or hypertrophy work with your accessory movements. So to take the speed work out for an extended period of time is unnecessary, I think. And that's not to say that it's a bad thing or you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying in my experience. Personally, I always feel shitty if I take speed work out for too long. Weights that shouldn't be heavy start to feel heavy. So yeah, I think if you're going to do that, you know, maybe every third or fourth week or so, throw some reps in there. Give your joints a break, give your tissue a break, give your CNS a break. I think that's the better way to do that. If your hypertrophy work and time under tension work, there you go, that's cool. Yep, good shit. The old saying, stay in your lanes. Hypertrophy work is in the accessory lanes, not the dynamic work. Stay in your lane, motherfucker. Do your 1/11th. You can't fix all weaknesses in one workout. Just got done doing a podcast with DeMayo. Very cool. Very cool that he wanted to have me on. So that was pretty cool. Should be, I think he said in 3 weeks or so it'll be up. So keep a watch for that. Bitch about, do a little bitching, trying to talk about what we can do to make the strength industry better. I don't want to say bitching, because I think we're actually trying to come up with some ideas on how to fix things. I hate to sit around and bitch about stuff. If you're going to complain about stuff, try to have a solution. So that we were talking about that and try to figure out something we can do, and so that was kind of cool. Talked about Elite a little bit, and so pretty flattered that he would fucking even want to have me on there, to be honest. Yeah, he's down in Richmond. Does a really good job. He's the men's and women's basketball guy down there. Big Elite supporter. Good dude. He puts together, I want to say weekly. He puts a lot of information out. It's just Google J DeMayo. It's CVASP Central. It's fucking Google J DeMayo. He puts out a lot of good information. My fucking coffee's starting to work and my head's spinning right now. So that's it. Just a quick one on Post Activation Potentiation for this morning, because that's one of the big fucking buzzwords.